So what does hate crimes, fugitives from justice, and the Charleston all have in common? The Democrats want you left unarmed and victimized because of them. Welcome to Courage and the Constitution. I'm just a guy digging behind the headlines to get to the nuggets of truth. I'm tired of the rhetoric and the propaganda. I'm being lied to by the media. I just want to know what's going on in the world. So let's do this. This video is sponsored by Time Lord brand caffeine, the coffee that Can I even let my nerdum show? It is so stupid. Moving through our series at breaking down the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris wish list of constitutional infringements, we'll look at two more alleged loopholes, one of their favorite words because of how it assumes that there's an implicit danger written into the weakness of our laws. Y'all, today is the Charleston loophole and the Fugitive From Justice loophole, which, as Biden loves to call out in bold black letters, as you'll see in one of the screenshots of his website when we get to it, are areas of guaranteed death and carnage solely created by Trump and his administration. Biden, you see, and the dangerous left, they just can't get enough of that whole orange man bad thing. All right, well, let's just jump right in. The Charleston loophole. Close the Charleston loophole. The Charleston loophole allows people to complete a firearms purchase if their background check is not completed within 3 business days. Biden supports the proposal in the Enhanced Background Checks Act of 2019, which extends the timeline from 3 to 10 business days. Biden will also direct the Federal Bureau of Investigation to put on his desk within his first 100 days as president a report detailing the cases in which the background checks are not completed within 10 business days and steps the federal government can take to reduce or eliminate this occurrence. So, does anyone want to take a guess at how long the next FBI background check takes once the person that somebody is purchasing the firearm from inputs the buyer's information into the system? Anybody? Anyone? Bueller?
Bueller? Bueller? Bueller?
It is instant. In fact, that's what the I in the NICS stands for. National Instant Criminal Background Check System. Where I live in Georgia, the process is instant. We then trade capital for material and walk right out the gun store, often on the way to the range to break in our new member of the two-way family. Instant checks have not allowed for any increase in violent crime here. The idea behind, even though it happens instantly, forcing a purchaser to then have to wait up to 10 days to come in and pick up their gun, even after the response from the FBI is already instantly known, is that some evil person who wants to purchase a new shiny gun, then go loose on some crowds, is going to change their mind and turn over a new leaf within that period. Or that person, as we've already proven in other videos, would most likely purchase a firearm off the black market or steal someone else's. Fiction. Meet reality. Oh, and another point about the FBI's instant return, whether instant, 3 days, or 10 days, the information on the buyer is no different. What can happen, however, is if someone was looking to purchase for nefarious means, they would do so illegally, and the government would have no record of the murderer's purchase because they decided to wait too long to allow the check to go through and just piss the guy off even more. Now, the Fugitive From Justice loophole. Oh, Joe. Oh, sleepy, sleepy Joe. Close the Fugitive Justice loophole created by the Trump administration. Because of actions by the Trump administration, records of almost 500,000 fugitives from justice who are prohibited from purchasing firearms were deleted from the background check system. The Biden administration will restore these records and enact legislation to make clear that people facing arrest warrants are prohibited from purchasing or possessing firearms. Now let's go ahead and get something straight here. This was not at all Trump. Do you know who began this campaign? Obama. That's right. Look at this article from Newsweek. It reads, the FBI has removed thousands of people who are wanted by authorities from a criminal background check database that stops them from purchasing weapons. The law enforcement agency moved in February to narrow its definition of a fugitive from justice. That definition now only applies to wanted people who have crossed state lines, the Washington Post reported. The change was decided under the Obama administration, but implemented under President Donald Trump in February. So, do you see why Biden and his cronies are doing what they're doing? Obama began this change in definition, yet the situation is framed in a very negative light and pinned on Trump, because they need him to look as evil and bad and vile and cold and heartless and uncaring as possible. Now, why was this loophole even opened up? Well, Biden didn't even mention Obama in his section there. Do you want to know a little secret? Here, come closer and I'll tell you. Do you know why so many of those 500,000 names, and yes, that's how many were on that list of the FBI's naughty boys and girls, fugitive from justice, and not allowed to have guns? Do you know why they were on that list? Bench warrants, mostly for traffic citations or misdemeanor traffic citations that have gone unpaid. That's why they're on a list to not get guns. Yes, unpaid traffic tickets and misdemeanor traffic warrants. Or let's consider those fugitives from justice who cross state lines. That's another big one. You care to venture to guess what that might include? Well, let's say an individual is visiting in Texas. He's visiting cousins. He's crossing the line of good wisdom. He and his cousins share a six-pack somewhere in a park, and he ends up being seen by police and cited for an open container in public. Well, his visit ends. He then has to fly back home to Georgia. Yet he still has that unpaid fine, even though it hasn't even processed through the system in the state of Texas yet. Well, the fine goes unpaid. A warrant is put out in Texas. He is now in Georgia. He is a wanted fugitive across state lines. And according to the Fugitive from Justice loophole, that gentleman in Georgia and nearly 500,000, that's 500,000 others that Trump dropped from the list, should be put back on and their constitutionally protected right to own a firearm stripped. None of those people have anything to do with what the common thought of what a fugitive or a fugitive from justice is. A fugitive is literally just someone outstanding from justice by the law, even an unpaid parking ticket that someone has avoided. Folks, that is why Obama worked to redefine what the FBI's definition and focus of fugitives are. That is why Trump enacted what Obama started. Because the law was unjust. Why should someone lose their constitutional rights? Because of a traffic or some other minor bench warrant in places that places them on the FBI NICS bad boy or bad girl list. So do you see the ways in which the Democrats are saying, well, we're not taking away your Second Amendment, yet they're still violating it through cleverly and insidiously crafted legal means that preys on the low-informed and the ignorant and the scared? This is the clever trick used in politics with language, and this is why it behooves people to research for themselves. Fugitives do not always mean what you think it means. It's like that quote from Princess Bride.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable. You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
And President Obama and Trump both recognized it. And only Biden and the media are using that word out of context of the actual facts around this so-called loophole to garner support from the public and demonize a man who is actually helping 500,000 Americans exercise their constitutional right that was unjustly stripped from them by the Democrats. So Biden, well under the cloak of deception, he wants to disenfranchise them all over again. Because why? Because he does not really care about people and their safety. He is a 50-year career politician who gains personally from the political machine, and he'll do whatever to maintain power and control. even if it means 500,000 Americans must legally be stripped of their rights in order for him to do so. Now, he does not come right out and say it this way, but the way he does say it, it wins him votes and it wins him support. But the biggest thing is that as the culture falls more and more into the fog of deception, it wins him favor and it wins him confidence of a low-informed and manipulated public who'll stand behind his efforts, driving the culture and thereby driving politicians' decisions and hands. So thank you, President Trump, for standing against the political game and the people like Biden and Harris and the game they like to play and doing what's right. So thank you for recognizing that the Constitution still matters. What do you think of Biden's move here? Do you see where he and his new administration are deceiving the people in political chess match of espionage and deceit? Or am I just off on this one? Leave your comments down below. And if you find this content of value and you believe others would benefit from it, then please like, share, and subscribe. That would really help me to grow this channel and reach more people. And that will do a lot to help us all out.